After surviving the Red Room, I thought the nightmare was over forever, but I later discovered that I was just a pawn in Zane's plan. What saved me was a tip from a mysterious woman, not from Zane, who completely disappeared after his address and phone number turned out to be fake. A week later, I discovered a strange app called the Black Owl through my friend Alex. I started completing mysterious missions for prizes, until I realized that this was no ordinary game, and my life was in danger. The next day, at 9 p.m, my phone rang. It was the 4th mission. I opened it and saw a location and a picture of an abandoned house. I was supposed to go inside, find a cardboard box, and write Black Owl passed from here on it. The countdown was 30 minutes. I was terrified after what had happened with the masked men. I started thinking about how I could protect myself. I remembered that my brother had a prop gun in his drawer. I figured I could take it to scare anyone away. I mean, if someone sees a gun, they'll be scared whether it's real or not. I grabbed it, got dressed, and went to the location. I parked my car a little far from the huge abandoned house. All the windows and doors were broken. I climbed in through a window, turned on my phone's flashlight, and started searching for the cardboard box. When I found it, I wrote what was requested, took a picture, and sent it. Then I went back to my car. I was curious to know who would come after me and what they would do, so I stayed in my car and watched the house. Sure enough, a man in a car pulled up, got out with a travel bag, and went inside. I saw a camera flash, as if he was taking pictures. I assumed it was another mission where he had to place the bag and take a picture of it. He returned to his car and drove away. I was dying to know what was in that bag, just like I was dying to know what was in my box. But this time, since it wasn't my mission, no one would block me. I told myself I would go in quickly and see what was in the bag. I locked my car, went back into the house, and used my flashlight to search for the bag. I found it in a room on the 2nd floor. I started to open it and found a black plastic bag inside, heavily sealed with tape. It had the same strange smell as the box I had gotten in my mission. I tried to rip the tape off, and that's when I got a massive shock. There was a human body inside. As soon as I saw it, I stumbled backward, feeling dizzy and not knowing what to do. The first thing I did was pull out my phone and call Alex. When he answered, I screamed, "Where the hell did you get this damned app from?" He said, "Whoa, what's wrong?" "Calm down," I repeated. "Where did you get this app from?" He said, "A friend of mine sent it to me, just like I sent it to you." I asked, "Where did your friend get it?" He said, "I don't know, but he mentioned something about the dark web." I asked, "Where are you right now?" He said, "The app just sent me a mission to take a picture of a house, and I just finished taking it." I said, "Okay, send me your location and just stand far away from the house. Don't go near it." He asked, "What's wrong?" "Tell me." I said, "I found a human body inside a bag from this damned app." He said, "No way." "How?" I told him, "Don't worry, I'm coming to you now. Just stay where you are." He sent me his location. I ran to my car and drove there. On the way, I called Officer Majid. I said, "I'm sorry to wake you up. I know it's late, but a new disaster is happening." I started telling him everything. He said, "Okay, calm down." Sent me the location, and I'll be there. "The most important thing is for you and your friend Alex to stay away from that place. Don't go there at all. We'll handle it." I said, "Okay." I hung up, sent him the location, and went to Alex. When I met him, I asked him what happened. "Were you watching the house?" He said yes. Another man had gone in and put a box inside. I asked, "A box covered in tape and stuff?" He said yes. I started telling him what I had found. Just 5 minutes later, a jeep pulled up in front of the house, and a man got out. I squinted and realized it was Zane. The moment I saw him, I lost control. I ran toward the house with my prop gun, and Alex ran after me trying to pull me back, but I pushed him away and ran inside. When I saw Zane, he was picking up the cardboard box. I pointed the gun at his head and said, "It was you all along, wasn't it?" He looked at me and said, "Suleiman, just calm down. This is bigger than you and me. I'm just a cog in a machine." I said, "Whose bodies are these? What is this app for? Did you create it?" He dropped the box and turned to face me. He said, "I'm just an admin for the app, nothing more. I didn't create it." He continued, "As for the bodies, they're from the Red Room. The app helps us get rid of suspicion." I said, "You're a truly disgusting person. How does this help you hide your tracks?" He replied, "It means you're our partner now." I looked at him. Your partner? He said. Yes. You would have found out in the last mission. This was just the beginning. By the way, if you want to know what's in that box, it's the head of the body. The bags contain the bodies. You're our partner because you delivered a box with your full fingerprints on it. The men who chased you when you dropped the box were our guys. I wanted to get you away from the APP because I knew you'd be trouble, but you kept going, and you went to the location with the body, wrote inside the house with your own hand, and even opened the bag. So your fingerprints are on the bag too. Your DNA is all over that house. You are a partner. I'm here because of you. Because you opened a bag and called the police. I have to get rid of all this stuff. Any trace of us has to disappear today. How can you do this? I asked. You're involved in every kind of evil. I then asked. And how did you know I called the police? I looked behind me and saw Officer Majid with his gun pointed at Zane. I looked at Officer Majid and then back at Zane. I said, I forgot to tell you I called the police. No matter how clever you are at running and erasing your tracks, you were bound to fall. People like you only belong in one place. Prison, Officer Majid said. Don't move from your spot. Then he looked at me and said, What's that gun in your hand, Suleiman? It's a prop gun, don't worry, I said. Hand it over, he said. I gave it to him. He then pointed the gun at my head and looked at Zane. He said to Zane, After all that you did, you've caused us so many problems. Now go. Get rid of that box fast. I was in complete shock. Zane grabbed the box and walked out of the house. I looked at Officer Majid and said, You're just going to let him go. Where's your professional honor? He started laughing and said, I'm not a cop, but I have to admit, I play the part well. He laughed again and said, You forced me to do this. Do what? I asked. Kill you. What else? He said, pointing the gun at me. Just then, I heard police sirens everywhere. The police arrived, and a shootout started. They shot him, and he died. I later found out that Alex was the one who had called the police. They took me and Alex to the police station for questioning. I told them everything that had happened and gave them all the locations. The officer on duty called someone and gave them all the locations that Alex and I had been to from the APP. Then he said, I want to see the APP. I took my phone out of my pocket, but the APP was gone. It had just disappeared as if someone had deleted it. I looked for the source file to reinstall it, but it was gone too. Alex's phone was the same. The APP and the source file were gone. The officer looked at us in total disbelief and said, What do you mean? I said, I don't know. He told us to sit down. We waited for about an hour. After that, a guy came in and told the officer, Sir, we couldn't find any ID for the man who was killed. We also went to all the abandoned houses you gave us the addresses for, and we didn't find any bags, boxes, or even the paper that said Black Owl passed from here. The officer looked at us and said, You're giving me false information. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to arrest you. We hadn't done anything wrong. He said, There's only one way for you to get out of this. I asked, What can we do? We'll do anything, he said, by having everyone who's watching this support you. I said, Guys, please don't let them arrest me. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to sincerely thank everyone who gave me positive comments and encouraged me to keep going. Thank you so much. To everyone who liked and shared, I saw your comments and they made me so happy. I hope you always have my back until I reach 1 million subscribers. If you like the episodes, I'm counting on your support.